Folks, in today's video, we are going to be breaking down the top 5 stocks that investors in Congress are buying right now. In order to make today's video, I dug through thousands and thousands of trades and endless trenches of congressional riches, and I've brought you the tickers that I believe stand out the most. But first, Charlie, why exactly are congressional trades even important? Well, if you followed NVIDIA over the last year, well, you might be pleased to know that Congress started buying the heaviest right before NVIDIA's most exponential rally, with many prominent politicians making innumerable millions right before the run-up. Now, I know what you're thinking, Charlie, okay, that's great that they have all this privileged knowledge, but we don't have that, so we have to do old school analysis. We have to look at the chart, we have to do our due diligence, and we have to play fairly. Well, no. Not exactly, my friends, because Congress has to disclose what they are buying. Now, they don't always follow those rules, but most of the time, they do. Obviously, Congress gets briefed on the most critical trends happening in our economy and our world, and also they have a say in terms of who the U.S. government contracts with to begin with. And that's why following their trades can be such a profitable strategy. As you likely already have heard, Congress has historically beat the S&P 500 year after year after year, and oftentimes by massive amounts. Some have outperformed by as much as 10x the market average. And so following what politicians buy might just be a key to outperforming as well yourself. And today we're going to break down their top 5 stocks, and as always, make sure to do your own research on all ideas presented here on the channel. If you're the one taking the risk, you got to be the one doing the ultimate frisk. Let's get to work. Timestamps down below. And today's video is brought to you by our absolutely free daily email newsletter reports, linked down below. Don't miss the coming articles. We have some really hot ideas coming out very soon. Okay, so number 1, PanW, Palo Alto Networks Inc. This is a leading cybersecurity company, and moreover, a company that the U.S. government hires to provide custom-tailored solutions for federal agencies. And this also happens to be a Pelosi favorite. In fact, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and her husband are some of the top performers in Congress. And in fact, she disclosed that they purchased 20 call options with a strike price of $200 expiring January 17th, 2025. And then she disclosed they purchased another 50 of those same contracts. And the far-out expiration in January 2025 means she still has another 6 months for appreciation or for her ability to exercise them and acquire some shares. PanW also has many other congressional holders on both sides of the aisle, meaning PanW is a bipartisan stock for Congress to get rich off of. Why, though, might Congress be buying it? Well, and I'm speculating here, but if you're a politician and you're being briefed on rising cybersecurity threats and are also choosing to contract with PanW to help with the government's own infrastructure threats, well, it's creating the situation where it's hard to bet against PanW. The government is one of the best customers in the world to make money off of, so if you're a politician and you're making the decisions on who the government contracts with, well, makes sense for you to buy the stock in said company as well, right? And truth be told, the company has shown pretty damn solid proof of concept and has a very stellar track record so far. In fiscal year 2024, PanW reported significant revenue growth across its product and service lines. For the second quarter of 2024, the company recorded revenues of $2 billion, marking a 19% increase from the previous year. For the third quarter of 2024, total revenue reached $1.98 billion, a 15% year-over-year increase. The consistent growth in revenue highlights the strong market demand for PanW's cybersecurity solutions. In terms of the chart, PanW got beat down like a dog on earnings back in February, but it's been barreling towards a full recovery and perhaps might go far above all-time highs if analyst expectations on earnings and revenue are achieved. The stock has been on a long-term uptrend in terms of momentum and is set up to go much higher. Number 4, Humacyte Inc., ticker symbol HUMA. Now, this stock is perhaps the most unusual on the list and quite frankly the most freaky sounding. Humacyte, like human sight. What is it though? Well, it's a small biotech company that makes implantable human tissues. The company has been testing their tech in Ukraine, treating combat injuries. Its most notable congressional owner is Senator Tommy Tuberville, who happens to sit on the Armed Services Committee, having critical insight into what's going on in Ukraine and the U.S. approach to it. It's trading at just under $4.80 and has a market cap of just under $1 billion. Why might Congress like it other than the obvious? Well, it has strong growth potential. Analysts are optimistic about Humacyte's future with price price targets ranging from $4 to $15, suggesting a pretty significant potential upside from the current trading price. The average target of $7 implies an increase of around 45.83%, but you and I both know when these stocks can spiky, they can spiky. And some analysts are predicting a rise to $15, which would be an increase of over 200%. The company's also got a pretty nice and solid balance sheet with a debt to equity ratio of 0.61 and a high current ratio of 8.37, indicating good liquidity and financial stability. Humacyte's revenue is expected to grow pretty substantially too, from $3 million in 2024 to over $31 million in 2025, which is more than a 10x, and we love to see that kind of trend. And based on what we're seeing in terms of congressional holdings, seems like they love that trend as well. In terms of the chart, Huma nearly 5x from April to the end of May, but now it's been halved. We had a nice green candle on Friday, but should politicians be right and the stock turns around, it could see a more than double just to get to highs reached a month ago. And also note, it's been discounted pretty nicely from previous highs reached a few years ago as well. These small cap stocks have huge spiky and huge dumpy, but can be pretty fun to catch near the end of dumpy and the beginning of spiky. Okay, number 3, Devon Energy Corp, ticker symbol DVN. Devon Energy Corp is an American independent energy company primarily involved in the exploration, development, and production of oil, natural gas, and natural gas liquids. Headquartered in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Devon Energy was founded in 1971 by John Nichols and his lovely son, Larry Nichols. The company has grown significantly over the decades and is now considered one of the leading independent oil and natural gas producers in the USA. Now, you see, folks, Devon's energy strategy is centered around maximizing returns and generating free cash flow. We love that free moolah, folks, that free cash flow moolah. The company aims to achieve this through a disciplined capital allocation process. It's all in how you allocate, folks, focusing on high return projects, cost efficiencies, and technological advancements. But why exactly might Congress be buying it? Well, folks, you see, they're not just buying it randomly. In fact, Devon's portfolio includes high quality assets located in some of the most productive oil and gas regions in North America, such as the Delaware Basin and the Eagle Ford Shale. These regions are known for their rich hydrocarbon reserves and low operating costs, allowing Devon to achieve high production rates and very strong margins. The company's advanced drilling and completion techniques further enhance its production efficiency and recovery rates, making its asset base highly valuable and very muy attractivo to investors. Now, in terms of the DVN chart, DVN is known to have massive accumulation periods that last months and then big dumpito periods that last months as well. But if you can catch the stock during the beginning of a recovery cycle, which we might be entering into right now, you may be in for some significant upside. Number 2, let's go over to Allegro Microsystems Inc., ALGM. ALGM is yet another congressional favorite. But what exactly do they do, Charlito? Well, ALGM is a leading designer, developer, and manufacturer of high-performance power and sensor semiconductor solutions. Founded in 1990, the company is headquartered in Manchester, New Hampshire, and operates globally, serving a diverse range of industries, including automotive, industrial, consumer electronics, and energy. Allegro's innovative products are essential in a variety of applications, folks, from advanced driver assistance systems and electric vehicles. But why exactly, Charlito, might Congress be buying this stock? Well, for starters, it's got EV exposure, and Congress is EV investment crazy. It has also reported strong financial performance and growth in its core markets. If you look at fiscal 2024, the company achieved record sales exceeding $1 billion, driven by significant growth in the e-mobility sector and a substantial number of design wins. These achievements underscore Allegro's leading position in its market. They've also been roughing up a storm in terms of strategic acquisitions. And by integrating complementary technologies and expanding its capabilities, the company can better meet consumer demands and drive further growth. Now, in terms of the chart for ALGM has been stagnating within range for most of the year, and oftentimes these types of stocks can be quiet, and then all of a sudden break out massively. With it trading on the lower end of its $25 to $32 bouncing board, well, maybe it's time to consider taking a look at it. Okay, now we're moving on to number 1, Leidos Holdings, LDOS. Leidos Holdings is the largest government information technology company. It provides a wide range of services to the U.S. Department of Defense, the U.S. intelligence community, and other federal and international customers. Services include national security solutions, systems integration, command and control platforms, data analytics, logistics, cybersecurity solutions, and intelligence analysis. It has also actively expanded into hardware, providing the electronics and brains for autonomous ships and building a strong portfolio of classified research capabilities geared for the intelligence and space communities. So why exactly is Congress invested? Well, remember, Leidos is a major contractor for the US government, and again, when you are a member of Congress and making these allocation decisions, it makes it much easier to see what's going on the horizon and who is likely to get the future contracts. Recent high-value contracts include a $738 million cybersecurity and IT support contract with the US Air Force, a $631 million sensor contract from the US Army, and a $267 million task order for C5ISR and COTS systems. And who decides who gets these contracts? Well, you guessed it, the government officials. So it makes sense they'd be believing in the company. In terms of the chart, LDOS has some of the most consistent momentum on this list. Month after month, it's been trending higher. And the pro, folks, of momentum is that you might indeed be more likely to see a faster return. But the con is that they can be more prone to aggressive corrections. My thoughts, well, if you like the stock, consider momentum riding, but only with a stop loss. So anyways, folks, those are the top 5 trades, the top 5 stocks of congressional politicians. As you know, many people run for Congress in order to do just 2 things. Firstly, to get the fancy lapel pin, and secondly, to get filthy rich in the stock market, and so keeping track of what they are buying is paramount to your own success. Anyways, folks, that capped off today's video. Make sure to sign up for our absolutely free newsletter. We send out reports each and every single morning, and you're not going to want to miss some of the ones that we have for you coming this week. Have a good one, folks. We'll see you in the next video.